Hello guys, this video is about Dirtbike 24 volt starter mod with onboard charging. You can find tons of information on YouTube and on forums why and how people doing it. I'm going to tell you my story, and I'd like to start with the actual issue that my bike was having. So this is a KTM, it's a 2018 KTM 150 XCW. So this is what the starter does when you try to start your bike.
So it doesn't start the bike.
It works somewhat great during summer, but in winter time when the weather is cold, I couldn't start my bike at all. So I got inspired by all those videos and I decided to pull the plug and make that mod. But before we jump into this, I'd like to show you the simulation of how the bike start system works, and please ignore some of the imperfection of those elements. They don't necessarily match the specs of the elements on or UI components on the bike, but it greatly illustrates the idea how it works. So we have a 12 volt battery. Even the simulation says 9 volt, but that's okay for the sake of demonstration. It's fine. We have a fully isolated bike charging system that has 12 volt and switch for engine on and off. Of course, the switch doesn't exist on the bike. It's just for demonstration. So we have a start switch. We have a stock starter relay or solenoid. We have a motor, DC motor, and the voltmeters show the voltage at those points. So if you press the button to start the bike, 9 volt will be applied to a starter motor. So first of all, solenoid will engage and the starter motor will crank the engine. When the engine is on, the bike charging system will charge the battery, and you can see that it has the same 12 volt that's coming from the bike. So that's basically how the starting system works on pretty much any bike. So this is the mod, and the main idea behind the mod, so you're adding a second battery in series before the starter. So basically starter will get double voltage and it will spin faster and so on and so forth. There are more questions like, oh, what's going to happen with starter if it's rated for 12 volt and I'm sending 24 volt and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to talk about that theory. What I know for sure that the starter will be able to handle 24 volt for the short period of time, and it starts the bike right away. I'm not exactly sure for how long will it work in those conditions, but as long as it starts the bike, I can afford paying $100 bucks or so, even once a year, if it gets burned. So this is how my bike starts after the mod. So I have two batteries.
First start cold.
Serious. Yeah, as you can see, it starts right away. So the only problem with this setup is that the second battery doesn't get charged. So as you can see, bike is on. The first battery or default battery gets charged, but the second battery doesn't get charged. And you might end up in the situation where you've been starting your bike during the day, the second battery drops the voltage, and you won't be able to start your bike. So that's basically what I have right now on my bike. And I was thinking like, oh, what if we come up with the idea how to charge the second battery while bike is running. And the problem with this approach that we cannot, since the second battery is fully isolated from the bike charging system, we cannot really put the same charging wires to the second battery, because because it will definitely burn down the bike electronics or electrical system. So I came up with the idea how we can add 3 or 2 more relays to the setup and allow the bike to charge while it's running. The second battery charge while it's running. So let me walk you through. So basically this is the stock relay. We're adding another stock relay that can handle high ampere, probably around 70 amperes. So it's the same solenoid. And then we're adding another relay, which could be low voltage relay. It's a single pole dual throw relay that would allow us to switch the connection between batteries from parallel to serial. So when bike is not running, those batteries are connected in parallel. When start button is engaged, those 2 relays will flip the connection of those 2 batteries in series. So pretty much what was here before. So if I press the button to start the bike, we can see that the starter motor is running and the voltage is doubled. If we let's turn it off, and now if we turn on the engine, we will see that both batteries are charging from the bike charging system, and there's no voltage on the starter, and there's no 24 volt coming back to the bike electrical system. If you guys are interested, I can share more details, what type of relays and other parts I'm using, but this is basically explaining the theory behind this mod in addition to the mod to allow bike to allow second battery to charge. Let me know if you have questions or feedback. Bye.